Hello, everyone. Hey, poet, there you are. Hopefully I said hi to, I'm going to butcher that name. We'll just call it Match Michigal. I'm butchering it. So let's get some of these questions out of the way. So Evelyn, my watch hours are doing really good. I'm at 3,200 or something like that. And so it's, um, the best way I can explain it is I'm like 800 away. I still have like 180, I think, subscribers that I need. But again, we're just clocking it and going. As you can all tell, I now have these beautiful lights that are like flickering and softening the mood. And I just wanted to, I had basically what had happened was, hold on one second. Didn't want to cough in anybody's ear. Hey, Jen. It's something popped up for me today. I was watching, if anybody's not watched it, please go watch it. If anybody wonders about sobriety, it's Tommy from the Lifeboat. And it made me realize something that, I guess I never thought about. It was, it's not that I never thought about it. It's that I was a little too scared to announce. Because realistically, for me anyway, I got a nasty cocaine habit. I needed to feel numb. And then the first time I had tried this, it made me feel numb. Now, I am not saying right now I'm just explaining what happened back in the day. So I went to rehab. Instead of doing the 90 days at, in my 20s, instead of doing the standard 30 to 45 days, I had to do 90 because on family day, my mom did not show up. Thank you, Goldie, for putting the lifeboat in the description or in the chat. Bloody hell. Is it going to be one of those days? So I had found myself searching for this empty feeling you get, and each person gets a different feeling. Each person has a different, drug of choice. Mine, I had never done drugs, so I didn't have weed as a starter. I didn't have Vicodin or, Norcos, as they like to be called. I didn't have any of that. My first drug that I was hooked on was cocaine. And for me, it was I don't want to say a gateway to alcohol, but I would have like a pint when I was in England. I'd have one or two pints and I'd be fine. I'd have a couple shots. I'd be fine. But cocaine made me not feel. And so I was able to work. I was able to do what I needed to do. Hey, Alex. Yes, someone got me the lights. I have the thank you card. So I want to say thank you if you're in the chat. But I love it. It gives me that vibrance that I wanted or was looking for. So back to the story. So I did my first 45 days. At the 40-day, you're allowed to have your family there so that way they can reintroduce them so that you can start your process of asking for forgiveness. So a friend of mine who happened to be my drug dealer had a very bad feeling that my mom wasn't going to show up. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I'm super sorry. I have turned off every other internet in the house. I think there's something wrong with our internet, so I'll have to check that. I'll make it brief, I promise. So because the situation was basically, I don't know how to explain him, but it was one of those situations where he waited all day outside for anyone that looked like my mom, and then he was going to leave. Well, with 1 hour left, he decided to come in because he knew that my mom did not show up and she had no intentions of showing up. And so I was the only one there on family day that did not have family, besides the people on the other side, which were, still in their early 30 days, early 45 days. So because my drug dealer came, who was also my friend, I got high as a kite. I wanted to not feel. Hey, Betsy. I wanted to be as numb as possible because I felt like I was working so hard to get clean and working so hard to just be able to forgive myself for what I had done. And what I had done was got myself from a bump a day to it was like a bump every 3 days to a bump every day, a bump every hour. And then before I knew it, I was at 3 8-balls a day. For those of you that know cocaína, that's a lot. It's a lot. But he came and I got high and I got in trouble and then had to stay an additional 45 days. They could have kicked me out. They could have told me, kick rocks, you're not ready. And they didn't. They gave me a chance. Because did I really want to get high? I just wanted to be numb. I did not want to feel the emotions that were flooding into me. So, needless to say, I was roughly around 21 when I finally got clean. And I found myself slipping every couple of years, like something so dramatic and so emotional would happen to me, and I'd find myself slipping. And so I'd cheat, and then I'd start off day one. So that happened to me about 4 times. And then I was clean for 8 years again, and I was so proud of myself. I'm off of it for 8 years. It's never going to get me again. And it got me again. I wanted to feel numb. So I went searching for it because I wanted to feel numb. And I only did it the one day, and it left me feeling lethargic instead of pain-free or emotion-free. And then turn around, and I'm now at 3 years clean from cocaína. Okay. I'm trying to say it in such a way that YouTube doesn't. But every day is a struggle. Every day is something harder. Now, here's the thing where a lot of other addicts may tell you that I wasn't clean because I was still drinking. But I didn't think I had an alcohol problem because I could go days without touching it. And then all of a sudden, one day I go ridiculously extreme, but it's been 3 months since I had a drop the last time. And then I could go like 6 months, no drops. And then all of a sudden I go extreme that one time. But the problem is when I would go extreme, I went extreme when I found out that I grew up in a cult. And I was searching for the answers in the bottom of a bottle every single time. And I kept thinking at the bottom, once I'm done, I'm gonna have an epiphany. Here's your epiphany. The answer's not in the bottom of a bottle, but you couldn't tell me that at the time. And so it wasn't until I blacked out and I put holes in walls and I screamed that I'm still a Scientologist, or I am a Scientologist to the police officer, that it really got me. Like, I am not myself. I am not in control of my body. I play no role in what's going on. So I decided the next morning, I'm not going to touch it ever again, because that night I drank to die, because the thoughts of wanting to die were starting to overcome me. And I didn't know how to reach out for help. And I didn't know how to get the words across to Carrie that that's what was going on in my head. And it got to a point where there's a place that we have here, and it's in the city of Folsom, and it's called Rainbow Bridge. Now, I consider myself a relatively smart person, but I stood right near the bridge and I was timing cars. Okay, this is how long it's going to take me to get to this section of the bridge. That's a 25-foot drop. If I drop with my legs open or if I do a swan dive, you know, we're going to be fine. It's going to be all over, lights out. I reached out to a friend and they kind of brushed me off and I wasn't expecting it. And so it kind of just solidified I'm crap. I'm just a worthless piece of garbage. So in the process of that, Carrie decided that I needed to get help. I needed to seek more therapy. So we needed to go to a hospital and tell them what happened. We did. And I am so grateful for that woman. Like, people want to say, don't say you got clean because of this person or you got sober because of this person. No, but that person saved my life so that I could save my own. Because if she hadn't picked up that phone that day, it would have been over for me because that's how I felt. When I found out that growing up when I really found out that it was a cult, listening to the stories of all those second gens, listening to Aaron's story, listening to, Jenna Miscavige, listening to all these people's stories. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. It was one of those things where I didn't see a happy ending. So I go there and it's a blessing and a fear at the same time, because my first minute there, they're taking my flip-flops, I have my underwear and my sweatpants on, and I have a beater on and a bra. That's all I have. Just those items, because when they picked me up and told me that I was going to be going to a facility, they told me I was going to a facility here in Sacramento. Needless to say, I went to a facility in Santa Rosa. And so Carrie, as much as she loved me, packed a bag of all the things that she knew I could have and cannot have. All my toiletries, so that I could have my own toothbrush. And she drove all the way down. So for those of you that don't know, it's roughly about a 2-hour drive each way. So she drove 4 hours to get me stuff. I wasn't allowed to see her because at that point, no visitation hours were allowed. I just knew that she'd brought me clothes and she was so close I could almost hug her. But I did the work, because the trick is when you're in those kind of facilities, the difference isn't, I am buffering, Goldie. I apologize. We've tried roughly about everything. I'll make it short and sweet. I promise everybody. I truly apologize. I'm not trying to stress anybody out. So in the process of all of that, I did my time. I got out, and who was waiting for me but Carrie, and with open arms, and gave me a koala hug. And there I was again, just realizing how lucky I am. So in that idea, I quit alcohol August 30th. I have not touched a drop of it since. Can people drink around me? Yes, because I keep telling myself that it doesn't bother me. Like, as long as I'm not drinking, it's fine. And for the first time ever, I really don't care. I don't care if there's open bottles around me. Do I think about drinking it? Yeah, but you know what? I don't, because I tell myself I deserve better. So I'm not going to touch it. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about sobriety is because realistically, a lot of my need or desire, what year did I quit? Last year. August 30th, 2022. So this August 30th, when I was telling everybody, was really my 1 year sober. And that was the greatest day. And you know what I did? I drank a rock star and water, I had a good dinner. And it's it's been the best thing for me. I also talk to you guys. I talk to Carrie every day. You know, she knows at any point in time, we've made an agreement for my mental health. And that includes sobriety as well. For my mental health, if she feels me slipping, she's to call 988. And that is the agreement that we have. And she will not falter. She just has to tell me that I'm slipping, and she calls 988, and I am not to argue. And I won't. I won't argue. Hey, Peggy. I'm probably going to butcher your name. Let's just call you like Match. I'm going to star some of your comments. So that way, you know, I am looking at the comments, I promise. I want everyone to know that, you know what, sometimes sobriety isn't sobriety, whether it be from drugs or alcohol or people. We're all addicted to something in one form or another. But for me, I choose to be better. I choose to be this person right here that's sitting here in this chair. And that person's clean. I have not touched cocaine. I have not touched any alcohol, nor do I have any desire to. My friends can drink around me, and as long as they don't offer it to me because that makes me mad, then we're good. I can still live a normal, happy life supporting myself. So as my journey to being clean, it's always going to be hard. And just like finding out that there's a cult out there, it's going to be hard. There are some things that it's going to break your heart from what we've experienced. But really, it's more along the lines of you can do it if you believe you can do it, because you have to do it for you. You can't do it for someone else. If anybody has questions, please definitely let me know. I'm gonna try to answer them as best I can. But it was very hard for me. Even when I started talking to Vaboop, not on the, I did crave alcohol. I did crave drugs. But the difference was I wasn't craving it because I was talking to Vaboop. I was craving it because more things were popping up in my head of what I experienced. And I almost wanted to be numb because it was starting to overwhelm me. But then my love said, just take it easy, just talk, because finding out my dad was alive, that was hard. That was hard for me because I had mourned this man and got to see other people with their dads. And it was like this missing piece of my puzzle. No matter what I did, I couldn't find that missing piece. My heart was there because she's made me realize that, I found my love and my soulmate, and soulmates do exist. But at the same time, it's hard. This all started from a phone call of someone fucking up. Sorry, I probably cussed too soon. Really sorry, but someone messed up. They called me and they gave me a hint that he was alive. And now I call someone else after a couple days, and then all of a sudden that's a blow drill. Well, I didn't know that was a blow drill. So that gave me even more hope that he was alive. But now my struggle is this. I'm strong, and the more I tell you guys, the more I'm relaxing over this whole situation. If my dad does come out, I would love it because, as I said, I would love to hear his voice, but I do have to learn again who he is. But if he doesn't come out, I know by me telling you what goes on there, you guys are going to stay away. You're going to tell your friends and your family to stay away. And it's just one of those amazing things where you guys are listening to what's going on. You guys are listening to our stories, to our lives. And I have to give you guys credit because realistically, it's not that easy to do. It's not that easy to sit there and listen to someone's story. I know it can be triggering for some of you. And if it's triggering, I'm truly sorry, but it is my life. But if you guys have questions, I'm going to open this up for questions. I'll hop back onto the topic in a second because I see a few people doing stuff and I start a couple things. So the first one was, helps if you can see it. Okay, so let's do it that way. Make it so I can see it too. And then Jamie Palmer, Liz Ferris. My grandfather was a drinker. My dad was a drinker because my dad's first marriage ended in divorce. Thankfully, I never knew that side of my father. He stopped before I was born. That's amazing. That's amazing. More power to him. That is amazing. Okay. Amy Delt, my son spent nearly all last summer in and out of mental health care facilities. It's not easy on the family either. Absolutely not. I know it had to be hard. I know there was a couple days I called her and I was just spent. And she was in her head like, if you leave, we're done. And I didn't leave. I toughed out my whole time. So I'm so proud of those hard works. That you're an inspiration, or you are inspirational. Well, I appreciate it because you know what? Mental health is hard. It's not a walk in the park. But the difference is, as long as you know that the mental health is there, you can put it in check. You guys can make agreements. You guys can come to an understanding. So there's always something that can be done, and mental health will always be hard. Match. So it means you've done it on your own terms. Yes, I did it on my own terms. I quit alcohol cold turkey, completely walked the fudge away. And I decided that I needed to be better than that bottle. I needed to be the best me possible. And the best me possible was without alcohol. Okay. Peggy P. Liz Ferris, I didn't get the notification. I'm so glad to. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get the notification. It could be because I changed the time. Lara FM is going live at 8:00. And so I wanted to get out what I needed to say without interfering with anybody else. I'm a firm believer that we work together, because when we work together, we can bring this horrible cult down. But only in working together can we do that. Okay, Amy, you should feel so proud knowing you were able to go through this tough time and staying sober. And yeah, I do. I do pat myself on the back and I do you're still sober, because again, yeah, it's sometimes there's a day by day, and sometimes I have to look in the mirror and say, not today, Satan. And Satan's my I guess my other persona that loves that bottle or that drug, but not today. I'm good today. So I just have to remember those little things. Okay. Oh, hold on. I see this one. Betsy, Carrie, after the live, try to clear Liz's cache. Probably. It could be my computer, everybody. If it is, I'm truly sorry. I love how everybody says to Carrie to do it, because they know that I don't know how to do that. Oh, I see Joni. We're all your community. We can be your strength. Well, I appreciate it, because you know what? There are times that it's hard. There are times that it's not that easy. Today at work, a lady called me and she had just lost her dad. And so she's like, I just reconnected with him not even 3 days ago, 4 days ago, after 15 years apart because he was in prison. And I'm just like, that is so sad. How old was he? And he's in his early 60s. So it's like, oh my God, what if I get my dad out and I don't even get a chance to actually get to know him as a person? What if they've taken all of this time that I could have had with him? I'm not tolerating that. That's unacceptable. And so, another thing I did want to approach is a lot of people have asked, why does Scientology hate the gay? And I said, the gay. There is this misconception that being gay is acceptable, because my mom used to say, oh, we had people on staff, they just weren't practicing gay. And for any of you that are wondering what the practicing gay is, it means that you're not actually having sex with someone of the same sex. And so, hold on, we're going to pause that real quick because we got to say hi to Red. Hi, Red. I've from house. I've been out. Popping in. Oh, I love you too. Love you very much. I'm gonna star a couple more. Yep, because we all saw Liz. Don't forget to say hi. So the gay is basically in there, that primarily the second dynamic, which is meant, for your family. So your aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, and then the other part of it is your partner, your loved one, the person that you connect with, and you're gonna, grow old for a certain amount of time. You're gonna be together. So the plan is to be able to give birth, to be a man and a woman. And so the idea that it's a woman and a woman, you can't have additional children, is the thought. But you can now. It's called science. People do it all the time. But for them, this was started in the 50s. Now in the 50s, for a lack of better things, what was happening to a lot of the gay is, they would have tire troubles, and then somehow they would go to change their tire, and mysteriously, they got hit with the tire iron. Like it flew off and just hit them. And then because, some people were very corrupt, they said, oh, he got hit by a tire iron changing a tire. You have Matthew Shepard. Look what happened to him. And he was a beautiful soul. But again, people started thinking like that was an okay thing to do. And so it's just the idea that it's something new, it's something different, it's something strange, it's not something that everyone believes in. And it just turns into this, this disgusting, their side, our side. Well, there shouldn't be a side. We're all human. That's why I tell you guys all the time, we're all human. And I bleed the same color as a straight person. The straight person bleeds the same color as a gay person. If we could get them to understand that, then, we can move forward. But it also turns into a joke, like I heard today about, someone having to do the Catholic, what's it called when you get zapped to get you to forget about the gay. And it's like so it's just one of those things where the idea of conversion therapy, it's not going to change that you're gay. It's just going to make you fear being gay. And so are we going to change it? Yes. We're going to change everything about it, because love is love. Okay. I have it right there. Love is love. No matter which way you read it, it still says love is love. And we're all human. We all bleed the same color. I would help someone even if he didn't like me because I'm gay. I'm still going to help him. I'm still going to pull over. I'm going to do my best to help my fellow man or woman, Yes, Jamie, I was talking there. Conversion therapy is what it's called. And there are many forms of it, whether it's electrocution or putting you in front of a TV, forcing you to watch things for hours. There's lots of different conversions. Trust me, I've read a couple books on them. You can also look up conversion therapy and you'd be able to find all the different ways. But being gay is a cardinal sin. I say it a lot. I could murder someone and it would be okay as long as I'm getting auditing to forgive that sin, or forgive doing that. They're not going to turn me in. Well, But being gay and murdering someone, they will throw me to the wolves. I am no longer considered a viable human being. Oh, hold on. Let's see. If David Misguided stopped breathing, would you give him CPR? Ugh. Damn it, Liz. Yes. Yes, I would. Because you know what? I hope he goes to trial. I'm not one to be the judge, jury, and executioner. So I would. Because the difference between him and I is I'm going to be the bigger person. I hope that explains it. But yes, I would. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how evil. Then he can face the judicial system. Okay. Or could you watch The Clockwork Orange? I did love that movie. Oh, hey, I noticed the lights. I love them. I love them. Wow, babe, would you really though? I'd pretend I forgot how to do CPR. But would you really? Really? But here's the trick. If I give him CPR, honey, don't you remember? I just spread the gay. You're now the gay. What are you going to do now? You like the gay. You know, when people start telling me, oh my God, like you're breathing my air. You're breathing my air. Just cough in their direction and be like, I'm sorry. Now you've caught the gay. Works out every time. I'm just telling you. Yes, I would. I would. I I thought you might say that. I would too, but I might hee-haw a bit. Yes, yes. He's done some vile things. He's done some hideous and horrible things. None of us are perfect. And I'm not saying that my sins are equal to his or his sins. Well, his sins are far outweighing of mine. But realistically, he is human and he deserves the right to stand a fair trial. Do I think he's an ethical human being? No. Do I think that he would turn himself in to face the judicial system? No. That man's going to be like bin Laden. He's hiding. And so we just need SEAL Team 6 to go find him and then bring him to justice. They did it before. Just saying. Okay. Is the gay something Scientology say? No. Well, yes. I heard that a lot growing up. You also heard the term "you're gay" a lot. I heard it so much as a kid that it was like it meant you're like, oh, that's negative. Like that's gross. But it was drilled into us as youngsters. And it's a broad generality because we're considered covertly hostile, like we're going to bring down the world. And again, if Scientology can round up all the gays and then herd them to an island and the island just happens to blow up, they would celebrate. And I know that sounds horrible because I wonder would my dad, but at the same time, they would be told to hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. It's a part of it. They don't like the gay. And so if we own it, maybe it won't be such a bad word because I am the gay and I am okay with me. I love me. Okay. Yes, you're the gay. That's right. Wiggle, wiggle. The gay tickles you. I'm glad it tickles you because realistically, it's kind of like giving a word power. Like the idea that the gay is bad. It's giving a word power, and I refuse to let a word have power over me. I refuse to be defined by a word that Scientology has made up. I refuse to think that it's okay that I was hit so much that I broke bones. I refuse to think that our nanny punched me in the stomach and threw me a lot. I refuse to say it's okay to a lot of things. I'm not giving them power anymore because this is unacceptable. What they've done is unacceptable. And And we just have to be better then. We absolutely have to be better then. I don't know how else to say what we think about love. Yeah, love is a lot of things. I don't know if Alex is still in here. Normally he likes to throw his part in there, but he may not. He may be hopping around. Liz Gale, if you're still in here, what would you say Scientology thinks of the gay? If you're still in here, I would love for your opinion on that subject. Again, I'm as I look, just so you know, everybody, the watch, I went to charge it because it was dying. So now I do see that it is 7:50. Laura starts at 8:00. So I'm going to open the rest of it up for any direct questions. If you have anything that you've been wondering about, wanting to hear, I will answer it wholeheartedly. And I know that here we go. At Liz, you're such an inspiration in countless ways. I had to get really sick to get sober. You did it all on your own. I know I didn't do. I pushed through on my own, but I had Carrie. I had Carrie helping me and reminding me that she can't do this if I'm drinking. Because there's too much. And it's just one of those things that once it's too much, there's not a lot you can do. So I had her, and she helped me. Hey, Renee, it seems like we always catch each other on the tail end. You're going to have to email me or something, because, we catch you on the tail end. Again, I looked at the mysterious watch. But being gay has given me power, because I'm not that you, as a gay, you get superpowers. Please don't think that we have superpowers. That'd be cool. But what we do have is courage in each other. And the gay community was the first one to teach me that it's okay to be loved. It's okay to feel accepted. It's okay to be scared, but they have your back. You guys have continued teaching me this. I honestly didn't think that you guys would want to hear the story of my dad and me trying to get my dad out. I honestly didn't think that my story was worth it, I guess. That nobody would care about some person that just got beat a lot and, has a lot of scars, and nobody would want to help me get my dad out. But here you guys are listening to me. A few of you are catching it if you didn't catch it on the live, you're going to catch it on the replay. I love that. I love the emails. Oh my God, the gifts. I almost teared up, because just so everybody knows, my squirrel outfit came in. I was going to wear it, but then I was like, it might be too hot, and I want to wait for Carrie to get hers, so that way we can twinsies, and then I can show you guys both of our pictures. And then, yes, of course, I will wear it. Jen, hello, Liz and Goldie, catching up at 2X. Oh, God, you guys are brave, because, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my God, you guys are amazing for doing it at 2X. It's like Vaboop. She loves it at like 2.5 or something. And but I'm sticking with you guys if you'll stick with me. If you'll be in this journey to help get my father out, if you'll be here with me, I'm going to let you know everything that's going on 100% of the way. I'm going to do everything in my power. Oh, hold on. What? Liz, your gifts are coming in. Yes, they're coming in. And I'll be honest, I got a little teary. I got the journal today, and it's literally like maybe this big, but that's what I wanted, because I wanted to have a place that was this unique looking journal for all my ideas on what we're going to expose, what you guys want to know. So if there's certain things that you guys want to know, email me. I know that one of the ladies here her granddaughter wanted some help with Pokemon. And so we set up kind of like a play date. We're going to do a live chat where I'm FaceTiming with her and her, her granddaughter. So that way, if they have questions on Pokemon, I can answer them. So that way they can understand this love I have and the love that her granddaughter has. And I'm super excited for that. Because I'm glad to help anybody. Okay, Betsy. Oh gosh. It's because you being your authentic self can't help but care. Thank you guys so much. Again, it's never been easy for me to accept gifts because it was always a competition. And if it wasn't a competition, it would be like, here's this beautiful Gucci dress and some high heels. Happy birthday. And here I am in my boxer briefs and my cargo shorts and a t-shirt just like this one. And cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. So I do my best and I put only things up there I either A, need or, and B, I want and would make me smile. And if nothing is purchased, I'm totally okay with that because eventually I'll purchase it, once I get my dad out. So, I do see this, Goldie, because I have a few more minutes left. Please subscribe to Rev Girl if you haven't. She's just made a certain, I forget how many subscribers she has, but if everybody could, do you even know me? Sure, there might be something else to that. I know a few people. You can always, email me at savebobferris@gmail.com. Hopefully I can help explain that, or I'm not really sure about that question. I apologize. All right, Jamie, I can understand having a hard time doing something. I'm not that great at opening up, but once I come out of my shell, I'm starting to come out of your shell. Absolutely. If you're coming out of your shell, let's have a little celebration. Be like, woo, woo, coming out of the shell, coming out of the shell, woo. Sorry, I can do funny stuff. Goldie, this one's for you. Goldie, could you put up Liz's Amazon link? That would be for Goldie. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I mean, with those gifts, because they're hilarious, right? Like the Pokemon, the sloth, the lights to help brighten my background to give you guys a better view of my all this stuff. Renee, okay, Renee, no, just here to support. That's right. And don't forget, Goldie also has buy me a coffee. So if you can please put that up. I'd appreciate if you could put that up for me, Goldie. Okay, what, honey? So apologizing for being you, babe. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. Oh, shucks. Oh, stop apologizing. I got it. Love you. Anyway, we know what this closing is. I do it all the time. Don't forget your tip, your waiter or waitress. Be nice to everybody in the comments. Please head on over to Laura's Live and get some Laura action. And we will go from there. But other than that, good night. Talk to you all soon. And again, we're all human. So talk to you soon.